YouTube D415401 here, giving you another deck profile of my Fabled. So let's get into it. Run 3 Grimro. Pretty much search over the deck. Definitely need 3 in here. Show you a combo later with her. I mean, deck has a lot of combos. 3 Turbo. When he's discarded to the graveyard, you get to special summon him. So you go off a lot with him also. Gotta run 3 of him. 3 Cruise. Gotta run 3 of her, in my opinion. She can special summon another one when she's discarded, and I actually use Kushan's effect when he's in my hand, or I'm sorry, when he's in the graveyard while she's in my hand. So what I usually do is I'll get Cruz using Brumo's effect, and then use Kushano's, discard her, special summon another one, and then probably summon Kushano to go into a synchro. I run 3 Ganache, or however you say it. When he's removed, or when he's discarded to the graveyard and special summon, he comes back with 200 extra attack. But when he leaves the field, when he leaves the field, he's removed from play. 2 Tour Guides, pretty much another Searcher. Get an Exceed, usually Leviathan Dragon or Zen Mains, depending on the situation. 2 Nizuchi. Usually what I'll do is I'll discard Cherburl to special summon him, then Cherburl will get special summoned by his effect from being discarded, and if you have another level 2 or lower Fable monster, you can special summon it from your hand. Sorry for the glare, I can see it's pretty bad on the cards, but the way the lighting is. 2 Chawa, pretty much the same effect as an Azuchi, only you don't get to special summon the second time. So, the 2 Kushano I was talking about, his effect is you can discard 1 Fable monster, except Fable Kushana, to add this card from your graveyard to your hand. So what you do is you discard Cruz, get him back from the graveyard, then you special summon with Cruz, and you probably summon him for a synchro. The only thing you can't do with Cruz is you can't add another Cruz to your hand, or you can't special summon another Cruz, sorry. 1 Honest, obviously the deck is all light, so he's going to give everybody a bonus pretty much. 1 Lori. I only run 1. I don't really like Lori too much, just because it's level 1 and it's not a tuner. And Morphing Jar. That's it for the monsters. Morphing Jar is pretty good in here because a lot of them, when they're discarded to the graveyard, you get to special summon them. So usually what I'll do is, if I have anything like that I really need in my hand, I'll set it, and then the monsters that get special summoned from discard, I'll keep them in the hand and then pop him off if he's not destroyed. Then you have your 1 Monster Reborn, obvious staple, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Pot of Avarice, which is amazing in this deck because the way they summon so quick, you can do a lot of synchroing with this deck. So hopefully you'll get that early game, or maybe just hold on to it if you think you need it later. 1 Card Destruction, again with the discarding, so you get to discard, probably special summon, and refill your hand. Lightning Vortex, which I really think is only good in this deck just because it's discarding again to blow up all your opponent's monsters. If they don't negate, but still, if you discard the Cherburl or whatever, you'll still get special summon because it's a cost. Monster Reincarnation, usually get Honest back with this if he's in the graveyard. Discard again, so you'll probably special summon and get a monster back from your hand. And that's it for the spell cards. Now for the traps, we run 1 Solemn. I don't like Judgment because I believe it's too costly, especially if you get it early game. If you have a high amount of life points. 1 Mirror Force staple, 1 Divine Wrath. Great because it's a counter and a stop a monster's effect, and you get to discard a card. So hopefully it's Cherburl or Ganache or something like that. 1 Compulse. I usually run 2 in the Sam deck, but I thought it would just keep it at 1 in here because all the other cards I tried to put in here, there's not a lot of room. 1 Call of the Haunted. Don't usually run that card, but I figured I'd run it in here and see how it works. 2 Deep Prison. You need some kind of removal to get rid of the monster somehow besides Lightning Vortex. I mean, sometimes you don't want to just destroy it. You want to either compulse it, return it, or remove from play. So, and then 2 Dark Bribe. You gotta have some kind of countermeasure for their spell cards because this deck doesn't really have a lot of that. And 2 Bottomless Trap Hole. And that's it for the main deck. We get into the side or the extra deck now. We run 1 Leviathan. okay card, 3,000 attack, so it's kind of hard to get over unless they like destroy it or negate it to summoning. But when this card on the field is destroyed into the graveyard, you can select up to 3 Fabled monsters in your graveyard and add them to your hand. So that's pretty good. Valkyrus, which I actually like because you can discard one to draw a card. Discard one fiend type. So if you discard Cherwell, you'll special summon him and then you'll get to draw a card. Then I run 2 Reagan. When he is synchro summoned, you can, if you have 1 or less cards in your hand, you can draw until you have 2. So pretty much hand refill. 1 Unicorn, which its effect is actually. Oh, is this the one? Yeah, its effect is actually kind of hard to use because you and your opponent have to both have the same amount of cards in your hand. While you and your opponent have the same number of cards in hand, negate all spell, trap, and effect monsters' effects activated by your opponent and destroy that spell, trap, or monster. I actually got it on my friend Bruce, who's in he's in one of AI Superheroes videos. If you watch Let's Talk Yu-Gi-Oh, I believe it's about Colossal Fighter. Yeah, he runs Chaos Dragons, and I run that against him. It was pretty funny. Kudabi. This card gains a falling effect based on the number of cards in your hand. 0. This card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect, so it's kind of hard to get rid of. That's why usually when I summon it, I try to get rid of my card as quick as possible. And hopefully they don't find some way. I mean, with the Fire Fist, there's Tiger Emperor. You can compulse it because it's not destroying. You can't bottomless it. Well, actually, yeah, you can't bottomless it because it destroys and removes, so you'd have to, like, return it. That's the best way I can think of. And if you have 3 or more, destroy this card during the end phase. So try to keep a low hand, if any at all. Flavio or Rayquaza is pretty much just beat down, level 6. I can go into level 6s with the deck, so I thought I'd throw them in there. Catastor, which I actually run in Sam's also. If you don't know what Catastor does, you should be playing this game. 1 Stardust, same. If you don't know what he does, you should be playing this game. 1 Scrap Dragon, which I just got recently, and I actually now run it in Sam's, but I'm going to be doing a profile update for every deck at the beginning of each month. So if I have anything different, you'll see. 1 Crimson Blader, which is like a big-ass Thunder King, because he stops special summoning if you destroy one of your opponent's monsters by battle, and it's level 5 or higher, so it's not really a Thunder King, but it's better and bigger. 1 Hope, if you don't know what Hope does, you shouldn't be playing the game. 1 Blade Armor Ninja, 2 level 4 warrior type monsters exceeding to it. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material, and well, this is only ninja, so he can attack twice. 1 Leviathan Dragon, 2 level 3s, you can detach 1 and give it 500 extra attack. If you have 0 material, he can't attack directly. And last but not least, Zen Mains. Pretty good defender. Only thing bad about him is if he gets attacked if he gets attacked 3 times, you can't activate his effect because he's destroyed and it won't be there during the end phase. And that's it for the extra. Now let's go into the side deck. Now I know earlier in the AI Superheroes, I commented on this video. I said I wouldn't be running a Chaos Sorcerer or a BLS, but I decided to try and side it because I found some dark monsters that actually go along with the deck. So we run 1 Chaos Sorcerer. We run 1 Vanity's Ruler, which I actually decided to throw in because I know that this deck summons very quickly, and I know if I can get this soon in the duel that it will really screw my opponents over. 1 Darkness Neosphere, which is actually a very good card, seeing as the whole deck is pretty much fiends, except for what, like 3 or 4 cards maybe. 2 Trans Archfiends, because he discards and gains power, and then you'll probably summon another monster. So Snipe Hunter, kind of the same thing as Trans Archfiend, only he destroys if you roll a 6-sided die and the results are not 1 or 6. So pretty much pops shit on the field. 1 Ribbon of Rebirth. Usually you equip this to your opponent's monsters, destroy it, and then they come back to your side of the field. 1 Soul Release for Chaos Dragons, or anything that pretty much removes. You select the 5 cards in either player's graveyards and remove from play, so stop them from getting them light pulsars and shit like that. 1 Nobleman of Crossout to get over my friend one's Penguin Soldier, and it gets annoying. Get over Raikos, get over Marshmallows, get over Spirit Reapers if it's face down, Man-Eater Bugs, Snow Man-Eaters, shit like that. That's it for the spells and the spells and monsters, actually. So let's get into the traps. 1 Judgment of Anubis. Discard one card from your hand, again discarding, to negate the activation and the effect of a spell card controlled by your opponent that includes the effect of destroying spell and or trap cards on the field and destroy it. Then you can destroy one face-up monster your opponent's side of the field and inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the destroyed monster. Pretty good counter card if they use like MSTs or Heavy Storms, which a lot of people obviously do. One torrential staple. I don't run it main just because I summon a lot. One Imperial Iron Wall. Card cannot be removed from play. Again, a good card for a matchup against Chaos Dragons. One Beckoning Light. Seeing as pretty much the whole deck is light, discard all cards in your hand, or all cards in your hand to the graveyard. Then select a number of light monsters from your graveyard equal to the number of cards you discard and add them to your hand. So let's say you have Charbroil and Ganassia in your hand and Krush. You'll discard them. They'll get their special summon effects, and then you get to add more from your graveyard to your hand. So, and then I decided to try to run Skull there. You would not want to run this if you side in Imperial Iron Wall, just because you can't remove cards from play. But remove any number of cards in your graveyard from play. Destroy one face-up monster on the field whose level stars are equal to the number of the cards removed from play. Pretty good card. I'm going to actually try to main that next duel. If you decide to go on my friend's channel later, I'm going to actually do a better video of this, because right now I'm doing it on my iPhone and I know the quality is not that great. So if you decide to do that, you can catch a better glimpse of the deck. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe.